Hi, welcome back to Marissa Explains It All. And today I'm going to be discussing and going over the Pür Eye Polish base and top coats. And they are eyeshadows that come in a pot like this. I have 3 of the shades, and this one is called Velvet. I have Silk, which is a rose gold shade, and I also have Satin, which is a peachy champagne shade. Now, they advertise these as being eye polishes. I'm wearing them today. If you keep watching after this discussion and swatches, I will show a demo so you can see how they apply to the eyelids. But they described them as a base or top coat, or to wear on their own. So you can put them on underneath an eyeshadow, put them on top of an eyeshadow, or just wear them all alone. And I have worn them all alone. You can see how metallic and shimmery they are. And then you can blend them out. So what they are is they're liquid eyeshadows that come in a pot. They have a mesh like container there. They give you these little like spatulas, I guess, these silicone rubber applicators. I actually I didn't think I would like these. I usually don't like applicators that come with products, but I actually like these. Or you could use your finger or a regular brush. Demonstrate all 3 of those ways in my application later on in this video. So let's start with, this one is Silk, and it is a really nice rose gold, so they're really liquidy. And then when you put them on, they dry down to a powder, and then you can blend them together. So that is Silk. So you can see they're really metallic. Basically, in my opinion, I think they're a pigment with the liquid already included. So you know how a pigment comes in a pot and it's just the powder, and you add liquid to make it into a paste. These are basically a pigment with the liquid included, so it's already in a paste form. So this is the shade Satin, and it is a light like champagne shade. So it's like a little mesh, bouncy, kind of like a little mini trampoline there. And so this is Satin. Go ahead and swatch it here. Very metallic. And then the last one I have is Velvet. There are all 3 of the shades that I own right there. There's Velvet, Satin, and Silk. Now, how to use them, like I said, prefer the little silicone applicator, and you dip into the little mesh thing, and then you can just apply it directly to your lid, or you could use your finger, or you can use a brush. I prefer the silicone applicator. The thing is that it settles, so like the product will settle down. So I've noticed, like, when I haven't used them, because I've used them several times so that I can have a good idea of how they perform and everything, so I can discuss them, but it settles. So when you need to get the product out, you have to like go like this, and then it brings the product up to the little mesh thing. Otherwise, it settles down and you just can't get as much product as you want. However, I have had the problem where I guess I shook it too hard and too much product came out, and then when I went to go squish into the mesh thing, a bunch of product like oozed out. So that's one thing that is a little bit frustrating. You just have to be careful, I guess, not to shake them too hard. I have found each time I've used them, I've used them several times, is that you have to really shake it to get the product to come up to the surface. And then the other thing I noticed is that they work best with a primer. I typically wear primers, but given that these are basically pigments and they're very intense, I tried them without a primer just so I could discuss them during this review, and I wore this shade Velvet all over my lid, and it had a problem where it would stamp up onto my upper like brow bone area and kind of get messy like throughout the day without the primer. But when I wore the shades over a primer, then they stayed on my lid and didn't like move around on my lid. So I found that I have to wear a primer with these. Those are my swatches and my little discussion about the packaging and the way that the product performs and my experience of it. If you want to keep watching and see my demo and see how they actually perform on the eyelids, then go ahead and keep watching. Okay, thanks. Okay, so I already have my primer on my eyes, and I'm going to go ahead and just start applying the Pür Eye polishes. I'm going to mimic exactly what I already did on this eye. And I'm going to demonstrate how they work with both my fingers and with the little tool that comes with them, just so you guys can see the difference. And the first one I'm going to apply is the Satin shade. and that's that light shade. I'm going to use the little tool and I'm going to just put that on the inner, so you can see they're like pretty liquidy, and when you put them on, I mean, it's like really intense. And then I'm going to take the shade Silk, which is the rose gold one. For this one, I'll use my finger so you guys can see how that applies with the finger and not with the tool. But there it is with the finger, how it applies. So you can see really, really metallic. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply the third shade, Velvet, on the outer V, and I'm going to use the tool. So they apply liquid and then they'll dry down to like a powder, and then I'll blend them. You can see they're all three of the shades. So I just put them on, and I'm waiting for them to dry down because they're pretty liquidy when you put them on. So I'm going to go ahead and finish my eye look using my NYX White Pearl Shadow. It's just a white pearl shade, and I'm going to put that on my brow bone. Then I'm going to use my Wet n Wild Creme Brulee, which is just a matte like cream color. I'm going to put that in my crease and just blend those shades kind of together a little bit. Okay, so you can see there's still a contrast between all three of the shades. So then I'm just going to go in and kind of blend them. So then they blend together. Like once you apply them, they're wet, and then you wait for them to dry a little bit, and then you can blend them together because they dry to like a powder. So you can see how after I blended them a bit, I'm just going to blend that shade more up into my crease there. I'm also going to take on just a really small detail brush. I'm going to take the shade, the lightest one, Satin, and I'm going to just put that in my inner corner here. So you see you can also use a brush. So I wanted to demonstrate that. So with my finger, with the tool, and then with the brush, so you can see all three and how they work. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the Velvet shade, which again is that cranberry shade, and I'm going to run that just on my lower lid. Okay, I'm going to add my mascara and I will be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and added mascara and lipstick and styled my hair, but I did want to blend out this bottom line here. I want to take so you can see here how it blends. I just put it with a little brush on my lower lash line, and now I'm just going to blend it out. You saw there how I was able to just blend that out, that line out, and how I was able to blend them together because they are liquid when you put them on, but then they dry down to a powder, and then you can blend them out. Obviously, you lose some of the metallic shine that they offer, but you can always pack it back on, and that happens with pretty much any shadow if you blend it out. My discussion, swatches, and demo of the Pür Eye Polish eyeshadow pots. So if you like my video, go ahead and like and subscribe, and you'll see more from me later. Okay, thanks. Bye.